how do you know? Like, how do you know the right programming for it? Like consistency absolutely, takes the cake. That is number one. But how do you know, like, when you the right programming, or even like, do you go to failure, or are you two reps in the tank? Like, what are some more detailed things you're like, hey, you know what? Most people don't know this, but yeah, I do.
I don't go to failure all the time. I mean, I've been trying over the last few years to really follow a structured plan when it comes down to going to failure. Maybe the reps in reserve will kick in a little bit higher on week one of a program. And as the weeks go on, I'll taper those reps in reserve down. But I'm not going to tell you for a second where you come in and you feel like a monster and you're pushing the envelope, or you have a couple bad nights sleep or some travel coming up and failure just might not be in the card. So I believe in having a template and going in there, but I think when you become good at coaching and you understand training, you understand to deviate from that when need be. How to switch programs up? I mean, a lot of it for me has been, I want to have fun with my training. And
That's a good point.
Yeah, but it really is. And there are certain attributes I always like to try and improve, and they're contradictory. Like, I want to have a high level of endurance. I want to have a high level of work capacity, but I also want to be strong. So when I commit to a certain block of training, I'll kind of live in there for a while. I'll get myself up to a point where I feel it's suitable. And if I start getting bored and I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm just not having fun with this anymore, I might deviate off. And the next thing you know, I'm back into power building, or I'm back into something that's almost a little bit of an extreme. I wouldn't necessarily say I go to extremes where I'm like specifically running training and the resistance takes a back seat. Resistance training for me is always the entree. And I think the cardio piece is a little bit more of the side dish. Yet I take, like, people kind of, they kind of poo-poo cardio training, right? And it's like, it's such a funny word to use, but oh, it won't burn fat. Like, of course, cardio training can burn fat. Like, of course it does. Like, well, how are we saying it doesn't burn fat? Like, you're going to burn calories doing this, and you can improve your metabolism. I think it really is that the best thing? And, I do believe that resistance training, you're going to raise your basal metabolic rate. You are going to burn more calories at rest, more fat calories at rest. But I play ice hockey 3 days a week. I'm in like a really great league. And where in the past I would not do any cardio in season, I find myself now on every day where I'm not playing doing zone 2 cardio, because I feel like it's become very restorative. And I actually got that from Andy O'Brien, who works with a lot of NHL players. He's a friend of Jordan Shallow, based out of Canada. I'm going to go see Andy at the end of February, and I'm going to kind of shadow him for 3 days, and I'm going to learn from him. I've been doing this for 30 years, in the sense of always trying to be a sponge and always try and learn. And if I can go into Andy and leave there after 3 days having one thing that I'm like, oh, this is great, I'm implementing, for me, that's a win. And that's how I stay educated. And it is interesting to hear different perspectives of, and I'm not talking about science-based here, right? Because everyone's now, it's like, oh, follow me for science-based training. No, but think about that. I want science-based, but I want practicality also. I'm sick and tired of hearing the coach who just wants to regurgitate what they heard from a lab, what information they received from a lab, or what research was broken down. Did you apply this? Have you applied this to your people? Have you applied this to yourself? Have you gone in for testing before and after? And have you been able to form your own hypothesis? Or are you just sitting here throwing really intelligent words out in the open, and you're using words like science? So now everyone needs to be impressed, and you're looking at the coach who's talking this way, and they're at 22% body fat and they can't squat 225 pounds. So I don't mean to, I'm not coming at anyone here. Maybe I am, but I think it really is, everyone wants to kind of shit on each other. And the reality is, I want to know, if there's research with this topic, fantastic. I'm going to read it. I'm going to take it into consideration. But when you're doing it, what I'm doing, as long as I've been doing it, I can't tell you the amount of coaches I have that I'm friends with. Dr. Greg Rose, Mike Boyle, who 10, 15 years later, I'll go up to them like, man, you were saying something different. They're like, I've changed my mind. And it just shows that, like, at a certain point in someone's career, they could be talking about something like it's a definitive. And then later on, that narrative changes. And that's just something I think most people need to be on the lookout for.